Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, remembering Sandy Hook. We'll show you how one college in Connecticut is honoring the victims' memories as the state prepares to mark 10 years since the school shooting.
Respiratory illness is on the rise here in Connecticut. Is it time to start masking up? Advice from a doctor tonight.
And 3 teens are accused of a crime spree across several Connecticut communities. We'll tell you what happened and a warning from police tonight. We begin at 10 tonight, remembering Sandy Hook. Tomorrow marks 10 years since 26 students and teachers were shot and killed at the elementary school in Newtown. Flags at the state capitol at full staff tonight, but they'll be lowered tomorrow in memory of all the victims. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. Students at Trinity College in Hartford were around the same age as the kids killed that day. They remembered them at a vigil tonight, as well as other victims of gun violence. Fox 61's Tony Black joins us live on Trinity's campus to tell us how the students are also calling for action. Tony.
Yeah, Ben and Jen, dozens of people filled the Trinity College Chapel this evening to honor and pray for the 26 victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting that happened almost a decade ago, and the thousands of people who have died by gun violence in those years since. And the message of their vigil tonight: people need to do more.
Charlotte Bacon.
Wednesday will mark 10 years since 20 students and 6 staff members were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary in 2012.
Anne Marie Murphy.
Tuesday night, people packed the pews at the Trinity College Chapel to honor their lives and the others who have died by gun violence in the last decade.
We really want to put an emphasis on Hartford as well with the community violence that goes on here.
Caitlin Doherty is a freshman at the college. She's from Danbury, just a stone's throw from Newtown. She was 8 years old at the time of the shooting, but still remembers that day.
It's always been something that really impacted me.
The message behind Tuesday's vigil is to encourage people to take action to stop gun violence. Dozens of people have been shot and killed in Hartford and other Connecticut cities this year. Jacqueline Santiago Nazario with Compass Youth Collaborative says the youth need to know there are more opportunities for them to succeed in life.
I think we could honestly have youth find a gun easier than they can find an affordable textbook.
Doherty feels like a lot of gun violence prevention focuses on school shootings, but there needs to be equal attention given to ones that happen every day.
We really want to just honor the lives, and although it is so important to honor and remember these lives, thoughts and prayers aren't enough without action.
Santiago Nazario lost a 24-year-old family member to gun violence 7 years ago. She says there are many factors like poverty and racism that contribute, but says fewer guns on the street could help, especially as we approach 10 years since 26 Connecticut lives were taken too soon.
It's even sadder to think about the fact that we haven't had lawmakers making changes to the gun laws that can make a difference in our children's lives.
Doherty says there's not a whole lot of gun violence prevention movements here on campus, and that's something she wants to change. She says they're planning on addressing that more next year. Live in Hartford, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
Tony, thank you very much. And tomorrow we are going to honor how far the Newtown community has come with a remembrance special. We will honor and remember the 26 lives taken too soon and pay tribute to their memories. Fox 61 presents Sandy Hook Strong 10 years later. It will air Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on Fox 61, and it will also stream on Fox 61+.
Moving along here tonight, time to get a check on this weather watch alert we're following. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with the first check of the forecast. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, guys. This is going to be for Thursday night into Friday night. So we are dry through the day tomorrow. We are also dry during the day on Thursday. But Thursday night, we see areas of snow or a wintry mix start to develop before transitioning over to rain. And when that transition to rain occurs, obviously snow accumulation will stop. But it all depends on the storm's track. So we now think that while snow accumulations are going to be really tough to pinpoint at this point, in the Northwest Hills, a growing likelihood for at least a few inches of snow. And then as we head into the day on Friday, a transition over to rain. About an inch of rain is likely. So the impact here going to be slippery and wet roads for the morning commute on Friday, depending on where you live. And we also could see wind gusts up to around 40 miles per hour for the Connecticut shoreline. So this is the area where it's a given. I mean, it is a block. Accumulating snow will happen in the Northwest Hills as we head into Thursday night. And then eventually we will change over to rain. That transition will happen first along the shoreline in southeastern Connecticut, where we are not anticipating any accumulation. And then it will happen in the valley locations before finishing off in the hills. So that's why this area is going to be a little tough to pinpoint, but some accumulation is possible. It is likely here, though, for sure, and there could still be some areas getting a prolonged period of heavy wet snow for the morning commute, especially in the higher elevations. And we'll walk you through that and show you the future radar in just a moment. I know I threw a lot of information at you, but first, sunny skies heading through the day tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 30s, a gusty breeze, though, up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. We'll step you through this next storm coming in. Full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Rachel, we will see you then. New at 10 in your Health Watch. It's already been a tough season for respiratory illnesses, and experts say it will likely get worse this winter. That begs the question, is it time to consider masking up again? Fox 61's Gabby Molina live at the Department of Public Health in Hartford to tell us what doctors are advising you tonight. Hey, Gabby.
Hi, Jen. So right now there is no state mask mandate, but some experts say that it might be a good idea to start wearing your mask again, especially in certain higher risk situations as we head into the holiday season. A triple threat of illnesses surging: the flu, COVID-19, and RSV.
But as winter, we expect to see these viruses transmit more frequently in the community.
Which is why some experts say it might be time to consider going back to wearing a mask in certain situations.
We have always been recommending indoor masking. Outdoor, you're probably pretty good. Masking is good common sense. If you remember from the previous respiratory seasons, we basically had a non-existent respiratory season with the exception of COVID. And so masking works.
Experts say people should consider their own situations.
Masking is becoming a bit individualized. I think people are using their own personal health risks and their risk for infections in guiding decisions about masking.
Some people say they've already started masking up again over concerns about the respiratory illnesses on the rise.
It doesn't hurt anybody, So I try to do it when I go inside, so anywhere.
I have people in my family that I care about, some old people, some babies, so it's just about keeping everyone safe. I could easily pick something up, so I try and prevent it as much as possible everywhere I am.
But Governor Lamont says we shouldn't expect to see any mandates coming back.
There's not going to be any need to require a mask at this point, but I would say if you haven't gotten your booster shot, get the booster.
Doctors agree that taking advantage of the vaccinations available can help prevent these illnesses from spreading, and it's not too late to get them.
There's still opportunity to get vaccinated for the flu, and then being up to date with your COVID booster, particularly for high-risk individuals.
Also, going back to basics, washing your hands often, covering your cough, and if you can, staying home if you're sick.
The respiratory season represents common sense season.
A bit of good news. Experts say that RSV cases have started to decline, but the flu and COVID, that's still bad. Cases are still going up, and we have not yet reached the peak of those illnesses this season. Live in Hartford, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
Gabby, thank you. New at 10 tonight, Old Saybrook police arresting a woman who's believed to be a part of a trio that stole more than $164,000 from an elderly man. Investigators say 33-year-old Ashley Crawford of New Jersey fraudulently cashed checks that she got from the 94-year-old man's account. She was seen on surveillance video in New Jersey depositing the money into her bank account. Crawford has been extradited back to Old Saybrook and will appear in Middletown Superior Court tomorrow. A New Jersey man, 27-year-old Shannon Outlaw II, is also facing charges. Police are looking for a third person, 35-year-old Vitaly Litvenko of Washington State, as investigators say he also stole from the victim.
Well, 3 teens in Bridgeport are at Bridgeport Detention Center tonight, after police accused them of a string of robberies across New Haven County. The first report came from the parking lot near Panera Bread on Mix Avenue in Hampton. Then, in about 8 hours afterward, police believe that same group may have stolen from at least other people in 3 other areas. That includes in Wallingford, where police got 2 reports of purse snatchings and a carjacking at Cumberland Farms.
It seems like people are fair game, and it's you've really got to be aware of your surroundings a lot more so than in the past.
The teens are also accused of trying to take another person, Meriden. That's where police tracked down the stolen car they were in and arrested them.
We have much more.